How's it going? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and today I show you how to play Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd. There's three main things I'm going to show you in this lesson. First up is going to be the chords. You're going to have one measure of C, one measure of G, and two measures of A minor. And that's going to be for the whole song, the verses and the choruses and the solos. I'm going to dive into that, show you a strumming pattern and everything else you'll need. Next up, I'm going to look at the riff, okay? And there's a few ways to play this. I'm going to show you a very simple version. It's great for beginner guitarists. Okay? I'm also going to show you a slightly more intermediate version. Alright, and then finally I'm going to show you this picking pattern that you hear during the verse. It sounds like this. Alright, all that's to come, so stick around if you want to learn it. And as always, check out my website if you want to follow along with tabs for this song as well as lyrics and everything else I'm covering here. I have plenty of other lessons as well, so subscribe if you like what you see and follow me on all those sites of social media. But otherwise, let's get to that lesson, okay? So before we start this lesson, there's one quick thing I have to say is Lynyrd Skynyrd plays this song with their guitar tuned down 1/2 step. I'm keeping my guitar in standard tuning. I'm doing that so you can play along with me a lot more easily right now, because your guitar is probably in standard tuning right now, and I want to keep it that way for you. But just note, if you do want to play with Lynyrd Skynyrd, tune your guitar down every string 1/2 step below the normal note, okay? But otherwise, standard tuning, let's rock. So the first thing we're going to cover here is the chords for the song. You're going to need a C chord, a G chord, and an A minor chord. And these are all very standard chords you're going to learn when you first start guitar, so you need to know them for sure. But the great news is these are the only chords you need for this song, and the entire song uses this progression. You're going to have C for 4 counts, G for 4 counts, and then A minor for 8 counts. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, strumming pattern-wise, simplest way to do this is to do down strums only on the 1 and the 3 of each measure. And when I say measure, I mean think of a group of 4 counts. That's one measure, okay? So you have one measure of C, one measure of G, 2 measures of A minor, and we're going to do a down strum on the 1 and the 3 of each measure. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, got it? Now, if you want to take it a little bit further, we're going to add a little bit more strum in here. It's going to be down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Again, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, so again, work that out. You're going to use that for the entire song, whether you're playing the riffs or you're playing the picking pattern or your buddy is soloing on top of you. That's going to be the sort of the foundation of things, okay? So, great, and with the lyrics, those chords would sound like this. It's a quick reference, okay? Mama told me when I was young, come sit beside me, my only son. And let's skip to that chorus, okay? And be a simple kind of man, be something you love and understand. Be simple. Once you have that locked in, let's move on to some of those riffs here, okay? Now the riff, it sounds like there's many guitars on the album version of this song, and as always, I'm not really interested in breaking down like what each guitar is doing and providing the exact tab, you know, that's perfectly correct according to how their guitarists play it, because that's honestly too nitpicky. I want to show you how to play what you need to sort of capture the essence of this song, where if you're playing in your backyard, people are going to hear it and they're going to be like, oh, that's Simple Man, right? Okay, so basically, first version I'm going to show you is a very simplified version of this riff. It sounds like this, and I recommend this, especially if you're new to guitar. This is a great first song to learn, really, okay? So you're going to be on those same chords I showed you, okay? So think of those chords, get those chords in your head. You want to have your hand go into those positions. Now the riff itself is going to go, so you're walking up to that C, then you're going third, second, third on the low E string, and then third on the low E string, second on the fifth string, and then open fifth string, okay? And then to wrap that up, you're gonna go open, third, open on the fifth string, open, third, open, open, third, open, okay? So when you practice this, I recommend counting into it. And what I mean by that is, you have measures of 4 beats each, right? But what you're gonna notice here is the walk into each new measure happens on the 4 and then the 1 is when you start the chord of the new measure, okay? So you'll notice that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... It's really important. I've heard people play this song looking on YouTube and stuff, and they'll do that walk up, but they'll do that on the 1. And that's not good. You want to have that walk up started right, a beat before the 1, so it's 4 and 1, 2, 3, 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 4. Okay? So that's a simple version of that little riff there. I recommend practicing that, starting with that. Another version I like to play is like this. This is a bit more complicated because you're on the D string a bit more and your fingers are having to move with a bit more agility between the strings. But that sounds like this. So it starts off the same way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. Okay, so that one's a little bit trickier because the walk in takes an extra half a beat and you're on that D string a bit more, so you're jumping around, but it's a good one to practice, okay? And a way I like to practice it as well, if you want to take it slightly to the next level, is after the walk up of each measure, sort of play that chord, okay? So now, I was being a bit loose there with the notes I'm picking and arpeggiating, right? That's okay. I'm not trying to give you the super exact version necessarily. Use this tab as a guide, but feel free to deviate a little bit. I think those walk-up notes and the walk-down notes are really the ones you want to hit. But aside from those, you can sort of make it your own, okay? No one's going to really get upset at you. So that's the riff. Have fun with it. And again, I encourage you to get sloppy if you want. Just, stay within your count, stay within your chords. But beyond that, if you kind of capture the spirit of that walk up and walk down, so I was doing the first one there, the simpler one, but the key thing I was showing you was you kind of can just let this picking hand kind of casually strum along, right? Find a groove that works for you and just go with it, okay? So you have that, and then lastly, I want to show you this picking pattern here. So same chords, okay? Same chord structure. So remember, that's going to be your sort of constant, okay? Now, the picking pattern, how it works is you're going to have I'd say 8 plucks per chord, 8 picks per chord, So you're gonna have the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's really 8 different counts, 8th notes here, right? So for the C, we're going to, okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Okay, so that's the C. So the G is, okay, so that's third, open, second, third, and I'm talking about the frets here, okay? And that's G string, D string, A string, G string. Refer to this tab. It's going to be a much more efficient explainer than my voice will be here. Those are the first 4 notes again. And one more time. and then one more time. Those are the second 4 notes. So if you put them together, it sounds like this. Okay? And then you're going to that A minor. Now the thing about the A minor is you have 2 measures of it, and each of the 2 measures is different. The first A minor measure looks like this. Okay? It's pretty standard from what you've already played in the C and in the G. For the second A minor though, you're going to start in the A the same way, but everything's going to shift toward the floor 1 string. So and then you're going to end with that walk up, okay? So let me play both A minor measures for you here. Okay, one more time, both A minor measures. Okay, so what you're doing there in that second measure is you're putting your pinky down on the high E string on that 3rd fret. Okay, this is an A minor 7, technically. Yeah, you put your pinky down there. Here's what the whole thing sounds like, beginning to end. One more time. Okay, and then you just repeat that, okay? Now, you don't have to play this. You can get away with this song just with lazy strumming if you like, right? But this is a fun thing to practice. I admit, for me, picking with a pick is actually a lot harder than using my fingers. This is just more natural to me. I think maybe I've done it more, okay? But it's good to practice new things, okay? Because this is something that comes really in handy. You can do things with a pick you can't do with your fingers. Now, of course, that goes the other way too. You can do things with your fingers that add different and unique qualities. But it's all about growing as a guitarist and trying new things and getting better at new things and, you know, seeing how those new things open up new things that you can learn, right? So it's a constant, fun process of discovery. Sounds pretty corny, but it's fun time. So if it's hard, practice it. I admit this, you know, the first day or two of me playing this, it was really rough. And I think I've gotten, just as practice goes on, you get better and better, okay? So that's what you need for that strumming pattern. Now, what else is there? At the end here, let me show you a few other things you can do. One is... in the chorus, right? And be a simple kind of man. What I'm doing there is playing that C with a high E string on the 3rd fret. Now this matches the vocal melody note. Be a simple, and keep your pinky there when you go to a G. E. What I'm doing there is from the G, I'm moving that pinky up to the 5th fret. I'm sort of sliding it. I'm picking it when it's on 3 and sliding it up to 5 and then back down to 3 and then go to an A minor. Okay, so what this does is it's a way where you can sort of have your guitar notes mimic the vocal melodic notes you hear in the song. So be a simple kind of man. That A minor little trick I'm doing there is I'm sort of lifting up my ring and middle fingers on my left hand and hammering them back down on that A minor, okay? So regular A minor, okay, this is a good thing to practice. This is a handy little trick. It sounds good, sounds fancy, but it's really quite easy to do, okay? And it's a good hammer-on practice. But again, that's a simple Okay, little trick there I want to show you. So otherwise, that's going to be it for this lesson. So you have the chords, the chord progressions, the strumming pattern. You combine that with the riff stuff I showed you, and you combine that with the optional picking stuff I showed you, and you're in a good place to play this entire song and sort of take it where you want to go. Now, if you want to master some of the solo or some of the electric guitar stuff or do whatever else, have at it, right? But this is the foundation you need because the whole song is going to benefit from the stuff I've showed you here. But as always, I hope this helped. Check out the website if you want to access my tabs and notes for this lesson. They'll be helpful as well. And otherwise, subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. And if you love this lesson, you've watched this far, you're one of the few, check out my website. There's a tip jar on there. If you have a few bucks you want to toss my way in appreciation, I would be greatly appreciative of that. I put a lot of work into these lessons, and it's kind of a crazy project, labor of love I have. But if knowing you're out there and knowing you appreciate things really makes a difference for me. So thank you for watching. I really hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments, question. Let me know what was most helpful. What do you wish I showed you? What wasn't good? What was great? Let me know. What other songs do you want to hear? Tell me. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a great night and keep on rocking.